Now, Plania is a couple inches taller, but look at that last line of the last 5 opponents. Greer's last 5, they have a win percentage of 81%. Plania's 43%. For the official introductions, here's Mark Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the MGM Grand Conference Center in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing presented by Bob Arum's Top Rank. This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the Bantamweight division. Judges at ringside, Tim Cheatham, Patricia Morse-Jarman, and Dave Moretti. The man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Tony Weeks. This is boxing, this is Top Rank, and this is the main event. Fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 119.5 pounds, wearing gold trunks with black trim. He enters the ring with a record of 23 wins, 1 loss, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. From General Santos City, Philippines, Magic Mike Plania! Fighting out of the red corner, presented in association with Antonio Leonard Promotions. He weighed in at 120 pounds. He is wearing black trunks. He enters the ring with a record of 22 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 12 wins by way of knockout. He is the WBO #1 ranked bantamweight contender from Chicago, Illinois, Joshua Don't Blink Greer Jr.
Okay, gentlemen, you both receive your instructions in the dressing room. Right here is good. Right here is good. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Guys, I'm interested to see the output of Josh Greer Jr. tonight, and we have tracked him for a long time, broadcast many of his fights. His first 6 fights that CompuBox was tracking, he was throwing over 66 punches per round, but in his last 3, his output has dropped to just over 45. So something we will monitor to see how much he gets to work, how busy he is. Utilizing the jab early on here to get things started.
I'd like to see Josh Greer tonight do exactly what he's doing. Take his time, put the pillow away for now, get your jab going and get a good rhythm. And then if the shot opens up, it'll be there. But don't force the knockout. Don't get caught up in you know, the moniker of night. That's what's kind of set him back, I think, the last couple of fights is he's trying too hard. He needs to let the fight come to him like he's doing right now.
That's it.
Plania told us in the fighter meeting yesterday that he wants to be patient. That's not really his style either. He's a guy who likes to apply pressure. I'm seeing patience now, so I want to see how this newfound, you know, mindset from Plania works out for him against a guy like Josh Greer.
Oh! He puts Greer down!
3,
A left
4,
hand floors
5,
Greer!
6, 7, 8.
Well, what do we have here? Halfway through round 1, and Plania has scored the knockdown. And now how will
Plania had
Josh Greer
explosive
react?
punching power. Tess, I said that he has explosive punching power. That shot came out of nowhere. That was a lead left hook from Plania.
And now he steps to Greer. Every said, I don't want to rush things, but look at this surge he has early on. What an incredible way for Plania to start off his night. A left hook scoring the knockdown in the middle of this first round. And now a right hand comes in from the Filipino fighter.
He's very explosive and unpredictable. Plania.
Greer trying to settle back in, and he does so with a right hand to the body.
Plania just looks so much bigger his upper body and his legs than Joshua Greer tonight.
He's got 2.5 inches on Greer. Greer checked in at 5'4", 120 on the scale. Plania came in at 119.5.
10 seconds.
Of course, the time to rehydrate.
Yes. I got it. I got the bucket.
Big way to start the evening for the upset-seeking.
At the wheel, what did he do? Greer was looking for a jab to come. No, it was a lead left hook coming from Plania.
That's all you gotta do. Keep it. Sit down. Take all the time.
Set him down. You know what? Greer was actually shooting the jab. Dropped his right hand in the process.
Don't be too anxious. Just
Guys, how challenging is it to stay the course with a game plan when something like that happens in round one? To tell yourself to still be disciplined, to tell yourself to stay on course with what you planned.
It's very challenging, Tess, because the first thing that comes to heart is you want to go straight to the guy. So, but you got to use your head and be smart in there. And you got to stick to the game plan. That's it. Just discipline, Tess. That's what it's all about, discipline. And you see Greer trying to do that right now.
Yeah, Greer's responding the right way, at least as of right now. But yes, you got to deal with embarrassment. Your pride is hurt. You're angry. It's a bunch of emotions that's going through your mind and body. But Timothy is right. You got to stay disciplined, or you'll find yourself right back down there again.
That's it.
The one thing I don't like from Greer right now, he got his chin up in the air. His eyes are wide open, but that chin is up in the air. He needs to tuck that chin down in his chest. So that's why he don't take one of them left hooks.
Bernardo, what were they saying in the corner of Greer after that knockdown?
George Hernandez says, look, he wasn't hurt. Fortunately, he recovered well, but he's got to stay alert. He's got to keep his hands up, and he's got to be patient. It's only the first round. He's got time to recover.
I like the Greer the movement from Greer, but he needs to get on his jab, and he needs to let his combinations go out at distance, and then think about defense after.
That's it. Your head movement. Give me some feint. That's it.
Right hand to the body from Greer.
Yeah, Tess, you got to keep a guy like Plania. You got to keep him busy. You can't allow him to think and take his time and try to line you up for a big shot. Let those hands go, Greer. 2s and 3s. There it is
again from Plania. So that is where he has been finding success here. Has a knockdown in the first round when Greer Jr. dropped his right hand, was stunned, was floored.
And Tess, he dropped that right hand again, and he got caught in the same spot. Let's see if he makes an adjustment.
Up 10. Move the head. 10 seconds.
Plania and Greer coming to the end of round 2 in Vegas. With you, our main event from Vegas here, Mike Plania, the Filipino fighter who's 23-1, who scored the knockdown halfway through round 1. Mark Kriegel against Josh Greer. Josh Greer's had some slow starts in his career.
Well, a word of encouragement for Greer fans. Last year, we saw him get dropped in the 3rd round against Giovanni Escanier, came back to win by knockout in round 8.
That was back in February of 2019. 4 times in his career, he has been knocked down previous to this. Good, strong.
See that little flick jab by Plania?
Yes.
You see that little flick jab? He's trying to bring that right hand forward. So So Greer can get used to it. Then he's going to try to nail him with that left hook again. He's setting it up.
There you go. Move the head a little bit. There you go.
I'm impressed with the patience of Plania right now. He told us this much, and I said this earlier, that he would be patient, and he's doing that. I haven't seen him this patient in any of his fights. He's trying to line Greer up, like you said, Tim, for that perfect shot. He just landed another good left hook right there. But also credit to Greer for recovering and getting back to the game plan. He's boxing well right now, but Plania is still trying to land a big shot.
Keep your right hand up. There you go.
One thing that I noticed, Dre, when you attack Plania, he gets out of position. He's not set like he is when he's moving forward. But I don't think Greer has noticed that.
Very good.
I think right now Joshua Greer is just trying not to get dirty, and what I mean by that is he doesn't really want to get touched. He's already been down. He's trying to box this perfect fight, and you all hear me say this all the time, that when you're facing a puncher, there's a time and a place to slip inside, get some work off, get your respect tie up and reset. Greer hasn't done that yet. He's boxing well, but he needs to get inside in spots to get the respect of Plania.
You know, it reminds
and
me
yes,
of,
when he does go inside, he will be in the lion's den, Joe.
We're going to go to the other side of the weight spectrum in having this conversation, because it's not dissimilar to a conversation we had with Tyson Fury when he reflected on the first strategy he tried to put forth against Deontay Wilder, of saying it's tough to throw a no-hitter for 12 rounds. It's tough to try to be so perfect.
Well, it's not just tough, but it's draining physically and mentally. And I was always taught, and it's counterintuitive, but if you do it right, it can work. You don't always go away from power. Sometimes you have to come to the power and smother it, get your work off, and then get out.
Yeah.
And it can make it easier, a much easier night when you have that balance and that approach. Coming to the end of 3, live from Vegas. Round 4 of our main event from the MGM Grand Conference Center. A reminder that Sports Center with SVP is coming up, as he will have details on the NBA bubble, from our boxing bubble to Scotty in the NBA bubble coming up. Phil Mickelson's turning 50, and the Madden cover is revealed. That is coming up on Sports Center with SVP once we get through with this critical main event in the Bantamweight division. All the title hopes for Josh Greer on the line. #1 contender in the WBO, top 10 in ESPN.com, and he was floored in the first round in tough tonight against Mike Plania.
I see what Greer's trying to do. He's trying to bring the tempo up a little bit and get his hands working, but he went down to the body with that right hand quite a bit. Plania has a really good right uppercut. He has to be careful dipping down that low, trying to go down to the body.
And what did we just see again? That lead left hook from Plania.
Greer can't do anything about it.
Plania has a mind of its own. It's almost like Plania just whips it in there. He doesn't throw it hard, but it lands hard.
I think it's a real good way you just described it,
Natural
Dre.
punch from Michael Plania.
It is. It is. It's wiry, and it has some speed to it.
Right. He doesn't telegraph it. He doesn't leap forward. He just stands in place and just whips it in there. At some point, I think Greer's going to have to slip inside and touch the body of Plania, get some uppercuts in there, rough him up, let him know that, hey, I'm physical too. I'm not going to stay here with you all night long, but when I choose to be here, I'm going to be the boss. He's got to take some calculated risk at some point in time.
To get his respect, Dre. Absolutely, I agree with you. But what I'm seeing from Greer right now, he's moving towards that left hand. I would move away from that left hand. I will move the opposite way and use my jab. And don't allow him. I want him to reach for that left hook. That way, yes, that way. Use that jab that way. Keep that right hand up.
But instead, they're now circling to his right. That left hook again from Plania, but that time Greer able to get out of the way. Of Mike Plania as it stands.
There it is, right there. You see Plania get out of position and square up. Once Greer came in with a 1-2 combination, those are opportunities for Greer to make him pay.
There you go. I told you, that's it.
It's amazing the audio we have with this fanless atmosphere, because you can hear George Hernandez, 66-year-old original trainer of Greer. Then he went away, went to California, came back to Chicago. But it's almost like you're listening into the conversation between trainer and fighter, and typically with the roar of the crowd and the arena atmospheres we normally are televising fights, and you would never have this one. Encouragement coming from Hernandez.
Yeah, no, you're right, Joe. But for fighters, this is what we're used to. You know, not in a fight setting, a real fight setting on fight night, but every day in the gym, this is what you hear. You hear two coaches yelling back and forth. You got to compartmentalize your coach, tune out the other coach, get your work in. Like, this is what we've always known.
Let me know you're ready. Good. Okay, here we go. Keep him up. Time in. Let's go.
I used to take it personal, Joe, when I used to hear other coaches say reckless things about me and say, oh, he's tired. Oh, he can't take a shot. That used to motivate me.
By the way, Timmy, the least shocking thing I could hear in tonight's broadcast, that Dre would take it that way.
Yeah.
Give me anything.
Yeah.
I'll take any motivation you give me.
That just surprised me at all.
They're trying to dig that left hand to the body. And he was trying to meet him with a left of his own.
There's another level to that offense, Tess, for Greer. He doesn't know it yet. You always got to be a step or two ahead of your opponent. You got to expect something coming back, and then you got to react to whatever he does. So you can start, and you can also finish. That's the next level. That's the elite level. Greer's throwing one shot at a time.
That's it. Just good.
Okay, now what? Greer, now what? He just landed a combination. He just ran away. Now what? That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
End of 5 here, live from Vegas. Halfway mark of our scheduled 10-round main event, a crucial fight for Joshua Greer if he wants to live up to everything he plans to be targeting here. But right now, Mike Plania feels like he could be in control of things, having scored the knockdown in round 1. Coming out firing here with long-range right hands to the body against Greer in round 6. Earlier tonight, guys, I said one of the things we're going to look at with CompuBox is the punch output. Early on when we started tracking Josh Greer and televising his fights, he was throwing over 66 punches per round. In the last 3 fights that have come with wins but some criticism, his output dropped to 45 punches per round. He has been in the 30s tonight. 35, 31, 37, last round 36. So he's even less than what we said we would be monitoring as the target line that he dipped to.
Well, part of the reason, or all of the reason, is Michael Plania. Greer cannot afford to make any mistakes, so therefore he won't throw as many punches, because Plania is landing shots like that, and the shot we saw Greer get knocked down with in the first round. He doesn't want that to happen again, so he's very economical. He's trying to be very choosy with what he throws, therefore the percentage has come way down.
That was a good right hand to the body from Plania moments ago. Bernardo, I assume that corner is bullish right now. What are they saying?
Yeah, he actually told me, Osmani Fernandez said, I'm happy He said, I told him, you're the boss, but you got to let your hands go. You're in control. You're dominating this fight. Greer's not punching, so take advantage.
Plania just missed a vicious right hand or grazed. That shot grazed the chin of Greer just a few seconds ago. Greer has to be careful after he throws his combinations, especially to the body, and not raise straight up, so Plania can land that right hand.
Somebody needs to teach Greer Newton's third law of motion. With every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction. When he does something, Plania is going to do something. And then he needs to do something to Plania and expect something to come back.
Let's look at the body language of Plania. Feeling that he's the boss.
Plania, he's in his... Yes, he is. He's in total control right now.
Let him up. Turn around.
What will the answer be? How about Greer going down again?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come to me. Okay. Here we go.
Can you believe this? We just said it. You could see it in the body.
Down and up. Down and
Here we
up.
see Plania doing what he's been doing, just moving slightly, but then that left hook has a mind of its own. He didn't wind up, he didn't telegraph it, he just whipped it. Here we see right here, boom. Right there, short shot, landed right on the chin of Greer, and then the legs of Greer betrayed him, and down he went again.
Drop your hands back
That left
up,
hook
son.
is something vicious, and again, that thing has a mind of its own.
Your description of that, Dre, is so accurate because it doesn't take the technique, the normal fundamentals of what we know a left hook to be, of that right angle, of that parallel to the ground. It almost goes beyond the normal arc and just whips right in like a viper strike. And 2 times now tonight, it has scored the knockdown for Mike Plania in the first round and in the 6th round. So when we look at Andre Ward's card, you will see the 10-8 rounds, and you will see the command and control of 58-54 Plania. And how about what we said a few times earlier tonight? Those in the know, things were bubbling up. The Vegas line was moving. The money was coming into today on the underdog, and Plania was getting support, and now he's in control here.
Stop. Watch behind the head.
And to your point, Dre, Plania, when he throws that left hook, it almost looked like he's stepping in with the jab. You saw the hand, the right hand of Greer move forward, expecting the jab, but the left hook came. And of course, calls the knockdowns.
Good 2-piece right there from Plania. Left hook and a right hand to follow.
Driving down with that right hand.
At this point in the fight, I think Greer been down twice. I believe he needs a knockout to win this fight, or even pull off a draw.
Yeah, the 2 10-8 rounds are so difficult to overcome.
There it is again.
Left hook
right there.
again. It has been there all night long. Now look at that left hand to the body, doubling it up there. I'll tell you, there is something to like about Mike Plania, isn't there? The Filipino from the same hometown as Manny Pacquiao, who's been coming on strong. You know, you can look down at his line-by-line guys, and there's Greer with a left hook upstairs. But you can look down at Plania's line-by-line and see opponents that had losing records, or they were making their pro debut, and then steps into this spot and has been delivering all night long. He'll have 3 rounds to go. Try to take this to the finish line and come up with a big win. We will see if Mike Plania can bring it home here in this main event, or if Josh Greer has the answer. And then it'll be SportsCenter with SVP following Top Rank Boxing live from Vegas. A chance to check in with Mark Kriegel.
You know, last time Josh Greer went down early, he had a plan. He went to the body. He broke his opponent down. I don't really sense any of that here. Plania looks bigger, longer, more relaxed. That hook is the essence of swag.
Watch your head, watch your head. This is where Greer needs to work right now. He has Plania right where he needs him. He needs to dig down to the body, stay nice and tight in there.
Greer on the inside now. There's an uppercut, then tries to wrap around the right hand. As Plania then lets his hands go. This fourth combination. Greer trying to turn over that left hand. Shoulder to shoulder they are now. Short right on the inside. What will be the answer for Greer, if any?
Right back.
There's the right uppercut from Joshua Greer. Trailing on the scorecards here.
Good sequence right here from Josh Greer. Good adjustment from Josh Greer. It's not working on the outside, so let's take it inside and see if Plania can deal with what we got. And right now he's having the most success that I've seen him have throughout the course of the fight.
No doubt about it. And applying this strategy at just the right time, because he needs something special here. Trailing on the scorecards. 3 rounds to go. Short right hand on the inside. And Plania, without that space, without that weaponry, doesn't quite look the same.
I've always said Greer does his best work when he's moving forward and he's being the boss. That's when you see the 69 punches around. That's exactly what he's doing. He's stepping up right now because he knows he has to.
I got you. Stop.
And the fighting spirit of Joshua Greer has not turned at all in this fight. Even with the 2 knockdowns, he is biting down like he's supposed to. And he's resisting Plania like he's supposed to if he's going to try to get to that title shot eventually down the road. Could have easily packed it in and went into survival mode, and I haven't seen that from Joshua Greer tonight.
Some loose tape around.
See the tape loose right there?
Yeah, the right glove of Mike Plania. But we got the final 10 seconds here of round 8. A far better round for Josh Greer. Landed a right hand there as well. Trying to mount to this point. As you see, Plania has thrown 203, landing 72. Greer 162 thrown, landing 60. But the 2 most impactful, effective, significant, the left hooks from Mike Plania. 6 minutes to decide it. Josh Greer trying to keep his status. #1 in the WBO, top 10 on ESPN.com. Mike Plania trying to put himself into that conversation as a bantamweight contender.
You see Plania don't like that inside work from Greer, so he's looking to operate on the outside, trying to catch Greer on the way in with that left hook. Let's see if it works.
Last round and this round are the first 2 rounds where the body language has shifted. Now Joshua Greer looks like the boss, and Plania is on the retreat.
And he looks like the boss when he steps to him and can get to the inside. So let's see if he can gain that critical real estate here. And there's that left hook, just a threatening left hook when Greer tries to cross that threshold of getting to the inside. And there he is. Now he's got to work.
Let him go.
Greer now made that adjustment. Now he's trying to go underneath that left hook of Plania. Great adjustment by him.
Let him go.
Well, he's attacking the power, like I said, Tim. And again, it's counterintuitive on the surface, but if you really know, that's the right thing to do because you smother the power, and a guy like Plania, he wants to whip that left hook and have a little bit of range. You've suddenly taken that away from him.
Stop. Let him go.
Yeah, that is both left hooks that we saw tonight scoring the knockdowns can only happen at range with that space. We saw that in the first round. We saw that in the 6th round. Round number 9 here.
Here's the right
good
uppercut.
main event.
That's the right uppercut. Not only does Greer have to watch the left hook, he has to watch the right uppercut of Plania because he has a darn good one.
Yeah, he's got to watch it, Tim, but he's got to go to work like he's doing right now. I'm not saying throw caution to the wind, but he has to do exactly what he's doing right now to hope that he can get a shot through and maybe even the score on the scorecard. Or at least close the gap on the scorecard.
Stop, I got you.
Good sneaky body shot from Plania right there.
Sure was. That right hand landing to the body of Greer.
Greer got to drop some of those feints so he can clear some of those punches coming from Plania. If he drop a feint, make him miss and then make him pay.
You see the urgency with Greer now.
No, let him up.
Trying with the right hand. Desperate for something. He will have 1 round to down. Can he pressure Mike Plania? Mike Plania with 2 knockdowns scored, banking 2 of those 10-8 rounds. He's been in control for much of the night up until Josh Greer making a decision to change strategies in recent rounds. And now here's the 10th and final round. Here comes the pressure from Greer.
Stop.
No. Watch that. Hold on, I'm here. You can't hit like that. Go, you can't hit like that. Here we go.
Trying to chase him down with a right hand. Just missing that time.
One thing we know about Joshua Greer is he's always in tip-top shape. Mentally, he never gives up or quits. We saw that in his last fight, even though it was a controversial decision. He came on late, and he's coming on late in this fight as well.
He needs a big round, just like his trainer said. He needs to get a knockdown on Plania.
But I think he gets there by doing what you said a couple rounds ago, Tim, which is feint and then shoot. Because now Plania kind of, even though he's moving backwards, he's kind of adjusted to the rhythm and the speed of Greer and the way he's coming. But if he feints and switches it up, maybe he can get something through.
Hands free. Stop. I got you.
All right.
Now Plania, we call that turning your opponent. That's what Plania is doing. You move to one side, you hit him with the left. You move to the other side, you hit him with the right. And then Plania did the smart thing right here by tying up Greer and not allowing him to work.
Hands free.
Think about how much goes into all of this, all the mountains to climb as a pro fighter. 25 fights into his career for Josh Greer, just to even arrive at a professional career after surviving street life of Chicago, having to make some tough decisions, moving out to California, moving back home, overcoming the 1 loss, putting together the win streak, working your way into the top 10, into #1 status in the WBO. And a couple of left hooks, and it can all go away. Final half a minute. What does he have in him here?
I got you.
Like Plania has impressed. He said he was primed. He said he was ready. His only loss against a guy who was a champion in Juan Carlos Payano. Seemingly getting better at 23 years old. Magic Mike feels like he had a magical night. 2 knockdowns scored.
just unbelievable accuracy right there by Plania, leading with the left hook that causes the knockdown. And here it is again. Beautiful, quick, snapping, whipping left hook from Plania that sends Greer to the ground once again. Great performance by
A lot of credit to Josh Greer. I can't say.
So Mike Plania, Magic Mike, overcame abject poverty in General Santos City in the Philippines, has himself what he feels will be announced as a signature win. Let's hear what Mark Chinook and the judges have to say about that.
After 10 rounds here inside MGM Grand, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Dave Moretti has it 94-94. Tim Cheatham has it 96-92. Patricia Morse Jarman has it 97-91 for your winner by majority decision, Magic Mike Plania!
Not quite sure what Dave Moretti was watching with the wide spread, 97-91 and 96-92. Far more legitimate and accurate depiction of the fight that we just watched, with 2 knockdowns scored by Mike Plania, but the right guy won it. It comes by majority decision, and we will hear from Mike. Folks, we're getting right to it with the WBO Junior Featherweight World Title fight. Isaac Dogbe, he is wildly entertaining, and Emmanuel Navarrete, who is 5 inches taller, 8 inches more of reach. CompuBox on the power punch landed per round. Dogbe at 18.0, Navarrete at 14.8. Junior featherweight average is 13.6.
All right, listen, let me give you my instructions. Voy a repetir las instrucciones que el día anterior. I'm going to repeat some of the instructions. Quiero una pelea limpia. I want a clean fight. Obedece las instrucciones todo el tiempo. Obey my commands at all times. Y mucho más importante, protégete durante pelea todo el tiempo. And most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up.
No! That NEHO stands for Never Failing Excellence, Hope Overcoming Anything. The common refrain from Dogbe and his team. They are as spiritually connected and as linked to a deep belief as any boxer and any trainer that we've encountered.
So what he just did with that left hand, there's no comparison for Dogbe. His father didn't start with a blueprint, he started with inspiration.
Yes.
He said it was prophesied in his family that Dogbe would be a champion. And NEHO is an acronym, but really what it's become for Dogbe and his family is a warrior's mantra.
Keep him up, keep him up, keep him up.
Dogbe already has closed the gap real soon on Navarrete. Navarrete's not strong enough with his jab to be able to keep Dogbe off of him.
5-inch of height advantage doesn't matter when that's happening to you.
Navarrete noticed something. He noticed that Dogbe actually leans forward, so he tried to slip an uppercut. Just missed with the uppercut, but I'm waiting to see if he's going to try it again.
You said something interesting about not having the strength to hold Dogbe at bay. This is a guy who's outlanded his previous 5 opponents 492 to 213. In other words, he's not the only guy who has a problem keeping him off.
Good body work from Dogbe.
Dogbe already going down to the body. He's trying to slow down Navarrete.
Turns Navarrete that time and comes with the short left hand as he gets the warning from Benjay Esteves about spinning Navarrete.
Let him out, let him out, let him out, let him out.
Navarrete has 8 inches in reach.
Yep.
That's what you should use first, but he just, again, to Tim's point, doesn't seem to have the strength to keep him off.
He has the reach of somebody who is 6 foot tall, and he's 5'7".
He does lean in, though, when he throws that jab.
Yeah, Dogbei's leaning in, but he's disguising his attacks. He's stepping back.
Navarrete leans in.
At the right time. Then he's come back in with his combinations. Navarrete is actually lunging forward when he throws. He's actually smothering his punches.
Navarrete then comes in with an offensive surge here in the final minute of round number 1. Overhand right hand against the champion.
Yeah, Dogbei in the corner. Actually, not in the corner, against the ropes. The guy was hit with that right hand, pulling back. One thing you cannot do against a tall opponent is lean back, especially if you're the shorter man.
You wouldn't know anything about that.
10 seconds. 10 segundos.
Very active first round as the challenger came back at the end.
Time.
Right now it is the champion Isaac Dogbei in the black trunks against the challenger Emmanuel Navarrete. This at 122 pounds.
Both guys have settled down now. Seems like Dogbei's trying to stick and move and disguise his attack. You see him in and out, trying to confuse Navarrete. I think that was a head clash. It looks like Navarrete his head is bleeding.
Left side of the head.
Let's check in with Bernardo.
Pedro Moran, who trains Navarrete, said, I want him to close the gap. When he's attacking, he makes Dogbei feel his power, so they want him on the attack and closer to the shorter fighters.
The time he took a step in, ate a right hand.
Tim, is that odd? I mean, he's giving up his natural advantage, which is length.
That is odd. I would expect him to be on the outside, but what he's trying to do is he's trying to get Navarrete to move forward and put some pressure on Dogbei and make Dogbei make some mistakes. He says that no one backs this young man up, and he wants to be the first one to do it.
Chopping down with the right hand after that exchange, trying to come in with that sweeping left hand against the shorter man. There's that uppercut, triples up that left hand. And Dogbei backed up here in round number 2.
Dogbei is hurt from that body shot or left hook to the body 30 seconds ago.
One of 3 left hands thrown by Navarrete.
He's hurt. That's why he's holding.
Now charging in, throws a right uppercut. Sweeping left hand, another body shot comes in from the challenger. This is a big round from Emmanuel Navarrete. Continued pace and work rate here. Final minute of round 2. Good right hand behind that jab.
Dogbei looking like he's saying, why can't he stop this train coming? Navarrete putting that pressure on him right now, listening to his trainer, and it's working.
Bear in mind, Navarrete is a guy who threw 129 power shots in the 11th round of his last fight.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
He has the champion retreating right now. Champions have to go back and regroup in the corner.
Second round from the Mexican challenger. The mandatory challenger, Emmanuel Navarrete, came up big in that second round, had good body work against the champion Dogbei.
This is exactly how he was able to set up his attack. That body shot right there, snuck it right behind the elbow of Dogbei. Then he comes back with another left hook to the body. He's trying to slow down. He's trying to take the heart of Dogbei by going down to his body and take the legs and the steam out of his punches.
Keep him up.
Round number 3 here ringside. Joe Tessitore alongside Tim Bradley and Mark Kriegel. Bernardo Osuna, our ringside reporter. You see the CompuBox numbers there. The power punches the last round, dominating with 63 thrown, landing 17 was Navarrete.
He's trying to take his heart, Tim, by taking his liver, Great victory for truth in advertising. Navarrete told us it's the left hook to the liver. That's what I'm going to hit him with.
Bernie, what are they saying in the corner of Dog Bay?
His father, Paul, says he's got to stop loading up on his shots. He's got to be quick with his shots like he's doing there, and he's got to land a big right hand when he counters.
Doubling up that left hand was Dog Bay there. He started off to the belt line. There's that uppercut opportunity for Navarrete that, Timmy, you pointed out earlier.
Well, he sees Dog Bay leaning forward when he attacks, and he's throwing a perfect punch, but he needs to be careful in throwing it from too far away because he can set himself up to be hit with a left hook or overhand right.
Navarrete's so long that when Dog Bay fights with that left hand down, that right hand is straight right is right there.
No, don't hit him in the back of the head. ¿Está bien? Don't hit him in the back of the head. Let's go.
Navarrete right now don't seem fazed by Dog Bay's punching power.
Wow, sweeping left hand from far away.
Dog Bay is hurt from that left.
And again, a left hook comes in against the champion. Navarrete swinging for the fences here with a minute to go in round number 3, and twice he landed. That lunging left hand finding success. Tries to come back with the uppercut.
Wow, Navarrete's doing a really good job. Catch him with that left hook, getting his foot outside of the lead foot.
Let go.
Of Dog Bay. To catch him with the left hook, the sweeping left hook, as Dog Bay dropped his right hand, stepping back, trying to get away.
This is a real test for Paul Dog Bay, the father and trainer. What will you do tactically? What can you tell your son and your fighter?
How do you adjust? How do you deal with what's happening here? This is an entertaining and challenging world title fight for his charge. Packed house here in New York, the first of our 2 world title fights. And this is an intriguing one here, round number 4.
Look how Navarrete set this up. That short little hook he threw first, that put Dog Bay in a position to pull back, and he was able to catch him with the left hook on the way out.
That was the action from round number 3. Much better start to this round for the champion, Isaac Dog Bay. The taller fighter, Emmanuel Navarrete, in the white trunks, the 23-year-old from Mexico, is making his U.S. debut in this fight at Madison Square Garden in New York with a world title on the line. All of his fights have been in his native Mexico prior to this, and he has won 8 in a row by knockout.
Obviously, he's completely intimidated by the bright lights in Big City.
Boy, oh boy.
He is not intimidated. He's actually doing really well in this fight, and he's hurt the champion on numerous occasions already.
Got to him in the second round. Had the good body shots that landed there. Dog Bay was hurt. Then we just saw the lunging left hands in the last round.
Dog Bay's greatest talent is his belief in himself, his divine purpose. Remember, the first time we saw him, first round, gets knocked down by Jesse Magdaleno, we figured he was done, and he was anything but.
Got up off the canvas then. That was back in Philadelphia. Went on to score an 11th round knockout of Magdaleno and win the title. Then he came back with his first title defense in August in Arizona and scored a first round knockout of Hidenori Otake. A little different tonight here.
It was almost Teofimo-esque.
It was. If you missed it earlier, folks, when we opened up this show, Teofimo Lopez had a spectacular first-round knockout of 34-win Mason Menard. Go to ESPN.com, go to the app, check it out. It is unbelievable.
And he did it one shot with a recently surgically repaired right hand.
I like what I'm seeing from Navarrete. He's switching. He's fighting on the outside, coming in the inside as well. He's winning that battle. And he's also throwing the right punches, the uppercut. Right now he's against the rope, but the uppercut, either left or right, to catch the leaning Dog Bay before he gets to where he wants to get.
What should Dog Bay's corner be telling him, Tim?
Oh, right now he's doing really well by coming behind his jab.
That's what the dad said.
Every now and then he'll rush in. He'll get clipped with either a straight right hand when he just rushes straight in without the jab, or he'll get hit with the uppercut.
10 seconds, 10 segundos. Keep him up, keep him up. Keep your shots up, okay?
Here with Dogbay and Navarrete in a very interesting fight where Navarrete has impressed early on. The 23-year-old challenger from Mexico City, Mexico, Emmanuel Navarrete.
See, Dogbay now is choosing to fight off the back foot. He's using some movement right now, trying to draw in Navarrete and catch him with counters like that. Nice pop shot.
Mark made the comment that a lot will now be put on Paul Dogbay, the father of Isaac, the world champion, as to how do they adjust, what do they say, where does he take it from here. Bernardo, what can you tell us about that?
You know, Paul told Isaac, jump on him. The kid is strong, so don't come straight forward. You got to bob and weave, move your head, but hit him when you move, and then start with your jab when you're on the inside.
Tim, what do you think of that as a strategy against Navarrete?
Yeah, he's going to have to move. He can't stand. This kid is strong, and he's putting the pressure on Dogbay right now.
He's applying plenty of it right here as he continues to step to him, turns southpaw for a moment. And there's a right hand from long range. Didn't have everything behind it, though.
But Tess, but when you pull straight back like that,
oh, he's got him again. Sends him back again.
You put yourself in a horrible situation, Tess, when you're pulling straight back against a guy with long arms that's pressuring you. Dogbay right now is going to have to dig deep right now.
I don't think you call either of these guys
Rick, stop.
defensive specialists.
Let him go.
Well, you got big chins and big hearts.
Really do. You got a lot of big dreams. That was off balance that time as Navarrete threw that punch and Dogbay hit the canvas. Their success with a short uppercut on the inside, trying to chase him down.
Dogbay's retreating now.
He
Let him
is.
go, Dogbo. Let him go.
Dogbay continue to take these punches.
Let him go.
Navarrete is going to be the champion real soon. He's getting hit flush with these combinations.
And what you have with a guy who can throw 129 power shots in an 11th round is really a relentless fighter.
Kind of attitude you have to have if you want to be a champion. And he has turned things up here.
Stop holding.
Complete
10
control
seconds, 10
here.
segundos.
The champion looks tired. The champion looks confused. And I'm sure the champion didn't expect this type of fight.
End of 5, and Dogbay's in a bit of trouble. Watch the recent trend of this fight, and you could see that Navarrete, what he discussed with us yesterday, visualizing that dream of the words "and new." He says over the last few days, his diet, his dehydration, he just can't sleep. So all he does is he stays away, visualizing, thinking about becoming the champion. He stays the course here, that may become a reality.
Navarrete right now is just full of confidence right now. He knows he has a champion backed up and confused.
Let's remember what Navarrete predicted for us. A KO by round 8. I will not let the judges steal this from me. I'm not casting aspersions on the judges. Just trying to keep you apprised of what Navarrete said.
Dogbay looking for an opportunity. There's some noticeable swelling around the right eye of the champion, Isaac Dogbay.
Yeah, he has to deal with movement. He has to deal with those long arms from Navarrete. Navarrete just caught him with a nice counter left. He's switching from right-handed to left-handed. He's doing a lot right now. He's showing everybody that he wants to be the champ.
Sending him off balance again.
Joe, you touched on the swelling around both eyes. And we're so accustomed at this point to seeing Dogbay as a cheerful, happy champion. but there's something dispirited about the look in his face right now.
Yeah, it's called the leather that he's eating from Navarrete. There's no doubt about it, Mark.
He needs to do something drastic right now, because if he continues to take this punishment, I think the corner might stop it, or Navarrete might knock him out or stop him.
How do you stop your fighter if it's been prophesied from God?
Listen to me.
And you're his dad. If it's blood, you know, it's a complicated matter.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up, because and we haven't arrived at that point yet, at this point in the fight, although Navarrete is in control. But it's not always applicable, some of the common sense of boxing, when you talk to Paul Dogbe.
Watch your feet.
Well, Lomachenko, for instance, has a distinctive training regimen, but there's nothing like Dogbe's. He spars with his dad, his uncles, his cousin. There's no precedent for how Dogbe learned the business.
This is when that tough sparring against tough opposition or fighters come in at. When you have to dig deep, sparring with your brother, sparring with your dad. That might have worked for a few fights, but it's not working right now.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Trying to retain his belt here in his second title defense, Isaac Dogbe.
Navarrete right now showing his versatility, moving back. Got pinned on the ropes right there by Dogbe. Working that body.
Needs things to turn around here. Bernardo, what can you offer from the corner of Navarrete?
Pedro Moran is extremely happy with what Navarrete is doing. He says, I see us winning this fight. He's got great conditioning still, but I want him to start working the body to wear down Dogbe.
There's body work on the inside from the champion. See if he can turn things around here in these middle rounds.
Timmy, why, if you're Navarrete, move back in this round when you had it?
Well, he's exhausted from throwing all those punches from the previous rounds. So I think this is like the takeoff round right now, recovery round for him. He's trying to catch his second win. Hey, he's retreating. That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's resting. He doesn't feel threatened by the champion.
Championship fight, you don't rest.
No, you're right.
Take off seconds maybe if you have to. You don't take off rounds, and that's what he's doing now.
He's taking off this round, yes. Absolutely. He's still looking for that uppercut. Dogbe leaning forward. He's paying for that mistake.
We were talking before about the difference between Dogbe and other fighters. The other guys come up through amateur systems. The only voice that Isaac has heard is his dad's. He has no basis for comparison. He has to have absolute faith in what his father tells him. His dad told him he'd be an Olympian. His dad told him to be a champion. Came to pass.
His father has pushed education on Isaac. Emmanuel Navarrete really took control in rounds 2 and 3. Let's take you back to round number 3. It was a lunging left hands.
Seconds out, let's go.
Absolutely. Look how he positioned himself outside that back foot right there to land his shot. This is exactly why Dogbe's right eye is swollen. It's almost, looked like it's almost swollen shut.
See that in our 4D replay. As we are now in round number 8 of our WBO Junior Featherweight World Title fight. Isaac Dogbe, shorter fighter in the black trunks, who really burst on the scene this past year, was so impressive with his victory against Magdaleno, and then his first round knockout on ESPN this summer. And he has a real challenge if he wants to retain things here against Navarrete.
This is exactly what Dogbe needs to do. He needs to press forward. He needs to get close. He needs to work those short arms, work that body, and stay close to Navarrete. And don't let him bag out and use his reach.
You see the reach advantage for the Mexican mandatory challenger. 72-inch reach for Navarrete. As he goes to the body, does Dogbe. And there's a right hand. And maybe the champ has a little something here in round number 8.
That's exactly what those body shots are doing. Taking the legs of Navarrete and also setting up the big shots over the top, because Navarrete has to protect his body.
Good turnaround here for Dogbe. A lot of fight now left in the champ, isn't there?
This is the round that Navarrete predicted a knockout. Instead, what we're seeing is Isaac Dogbe showing his greatest talent of all, the ability to remain undiscouraged.
Dogbe looking for a big left hook. You see all his weight shift in the front now. Dogbe now is leaning on his back foot. He's looking for an overhand right. He's trying to set something over the top of Navarrete. See, one thing that Navarrete stopped doing was he stopped going to Dogbe's body.
Stop jabbing, too.
He's tired. And Dogbe's coming on strong.
And he's following straight back and throwing punches. It's a jab to the body, just missed with the overhand right.
No punching.
See, when you take rounds off, you give your opponent life.
And he had momentum.
That's exactly what's happening right now.
Let him go, let him go.
Thought he could get away with it there in round number 7. Dogbe got the breather, recharged, understood the circumstances that were in front of him, and now has rallied here. A convincing round number 8 for the world champion.
Let's go. Oh.
You can hear the sense of urgency in the corner of Isaac Dogbe. This right hand helped the cause in the last round.
Yeah, you see how Dogbe squats down here in the cubby hole, gets away from anything. You see Navarrete in a bad position right here. Call that no man's land. There's nothing he can do from that position. Set himself up to be hit with the right hand by the champion, Dogbe.
Keep in mind how we arrived at this point. Navarrete, with the body shots in round 2, had Dogbe hurt with the lunging left hands in round 3, and then controlling the action in the 4th, in the 5th, seemingly headed towards the possibility of upsetting the champ. Then he takes the 7th round off, and then the rally by Dogbe in the 8th. And here we are, round number 9 of this 122-pound world title fight. Bernardo.
We know that Emmanuel Navarrete has had hand trouble in the past. His right hand is hurt. And Pedro Moran, I asked him, what did you tell him he has to do with that right hand hurt? Throw!
Knockdown, scored.
Slip.
Nope, slip. Please, Bernardo, continue.
So he just said, despite his hand being hurt, he asked him to throw more punches. We saw what he did when he had his hand hurt, and he still went, and in the 11th round threw 129 power punches. He's got it in him. He's got to find it, though, against the champion.
Thank you, Bernie.
So that overhand right will be there again for Dogbe. It was a slip that time, but Dogbe will have his opportunities due to the fact that that hand is hurt from Navarrete. The right hand.
If Navarrete's right hand is hurt, he might get him, might throw the shot to give him the advantage in the first place, which is the left to the body, and do a little bit of jabbing.
Oh, this is a good seesaw battle right now. Navarrete choosing to fight.
There he comes lunging in again from range.
Anytime Dog Bay sits out there on the limb, no man's land, and don't do anything, doesn't move his head, Navarrete comes on strong with his combinations.
You heard his father and coach in between rounds stay in his chest, walk forward.
Let him out.
He hasn't been able to do that this round.
Oh, Isaac right now.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Isaac right now is setting himself up to be hit with a right hand. He's leaning towards that back foot.
Time.
This was a knockdown. Any part of the body, he hit him right on the shoulder, and he went down from a punch. That's a knockdown, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a slip at all. No feet tangle, none of that.
Definition of a knockdown: if a punch is landed and you go down, it is to be scored a knockdown.
Time.
Didn't step on the feet.
No.
There was nothing that altered his ability to stay upright, and a punch landed. Dog Bay is going to peek from the doctor there. And he will send him out here.
Time in. Vamos.
If you score it as I did for Navarrete, it's a 3-point switch. It's a 3-point turnaround that round.
This is going to be an interesting scorecard, I believe, at the end if it continues to go this way.
Oh, I completely agree. Reminder, we are working our way towards the unification bout. The two world champions will be stepping in to decide things in the lightweight division. The great Vasily Lomachenko and the confident Jose Pedraza. The Ukrainian fans, the Puerto Rican fans out in force tonight here at Madison Square Garden. Special night in the city. Heisman was handed out. And now two world championships to be decided here.
Guys are just throwing some bombs.
Our feet was a little tangled.
Yeah, just off balance that time after that left hand.
But he was hit with a shot.
I just don't know why Navarrete doesn't rely more on that jab.
He should have done some justice. I mean, the jab is the longest weapon to the target.
And he has the huge reach advantage
8 inches.
To utilize it. 8-inch reach advantage for the Mexican.
Anytime Dog Bay gets close into the pocket, he dominates the pocket. But he's bagging out right now. He's putting himself in a hard situation.
Oh! Lunging left hand, and in that red corner, Dog Bay slips down. That is one of the issues of backing up into that corner. The ice bucket, the water, the spray, and then his feet split awkwardly.
He's buzzed by that shot. That left hook landed flush on his chin. He is buzzed by that shot right now. Dog Bay.
What goes around comes around. That should have been a knockdown.
Slip one way, slip the other, sure.
That shot landed a lot more cleanly than Dog Bay's.
Agreed.
Yes, it did, but there's water in that corner, and you want to stay out of it.
Always want to keep away from the red and blue corners, backing yourself up while your opponent is going on an offensive surge and coming after you.
And I see a big uppercut for Navarrete.
There's an opportunity for it right there, Timmy.
There it is. Navarrete forcing him out with the pressure and the combinations, catching Dog Bay on the way out with these combinations.
Tim, you pointed it out earlier. The challenger having a big finish here. Of the slip in his own corner.
Yeah, Dog Bay moving. He actually, his feet went out, and then he was hit with the left hook. I would call that honestly a slip. I would definitely call that a slip.
You can see the water staining there where all the ice, the water is sprayed, and then he's looking for some traction, and then the left hand comes in, but his feet and legs separated awkwardly there. Round number 11 here. This has been A very entertaining title fight here. This
Keep him up, man. Keep him up now. Come on.
22 pounds in the WBO. Dog Bay, the champion, full of confidence. And Navarrete has had a sensational run to become the mandatory challenger. He's 25-1. He lost very early on in his career. His only defeat as a pro happened when he was 17 years old.
Navarrete can land the right hand at leisure if he wants. Look at the left hand of Dog Bay. It's down. Plus, he's leaning on his back foot. He's in line to be hit with the right hand.
Boy, he's got that hop in his step, too, as if he knows that it's within range of becoming a new world champion.
He smells it, Tess.
He does.
Both these guys having to dig down deep. One from a hand injury and taking vicious body shots. Navarrete in the champion right now. Eyes half closed, taking a beating right now.
Well, the swelling around the eyes is really significant as Navarrete continues on the attack. In fact, that left eye has worsened just in this round alone on the champ.
And that left body shot that Navarrete just landed took the air out of the tires of the champion, Dog Bay.
A Mexican challenger, Emmanuel Navarrete, in control here again. You see Benjay Esteves saying, wipe down the mat in that corner.
It's like a river back there.
Oh, listen to me. You gotta.
That's not going to dry up anytime soon. No. Meanwhile, blood coming from the nose of the world champion. His left eye nearly swollen.
Break. Isaac, stop holding. Come on now.
It's impossible to disagree with Paul Dog Bay's analysis. You have to keep coming forward. When Dog Bay moves backward, he's losing. It's that simple.
He just ate another combination to the head. The champ is in serious trouble here. An uppercut lands from Navarrete. 4-punch combination that finished with a left to the body. Dog Bay backed up.
There's absolutely no defense from the champion Dog Bay. He is hurt right now.
And he is taking
10 seconds.
Once again in that red corner. But this time able to stay on his feet. And sometimes there are survival tactics. As the ringside physicians take a look at Isaac Dog Bay. And he is sent out with Emmanuel Navarrete starting off his 12th and final round, trying to hunt down a world title.
Dog Bay is extremely hurt right now. He's retreating. He's extremely fatigued, and he's going to have to do something spectacular right now. Maybe a knockout he needs. I think Navarrete's up in this fight.
I don't think there's any doubt about it right now.
You're holding. Let him go, let him go.
You want to win the title, go out and earn it in the 12th round. Finish strong. What will Navarrete offer up here?
Right now, the movement right now is giving Navarrete some problems. Navarrete trying to get close.
Come on.
I don't think the champ can win from movement right now.
No, the champ needs
something.
He needs to stay close.
More than footwork.
And like I told you,
come on now.
when you bag out from a tall man, you allow him to extend his arms on you, especially when you go out fat. Just like Dog Bay's doing.
Stop. One moment.
I'm not even sure it's
no more, okay?
Certainly not failure of heart. I'm not even sure it's a failure of technique. I think that Navarrete just has Dog Bay outgunned.
Navarrete's tough. He can take a punch.
It happened early and it happened late. There was that glimmer of hope from the champion in the middle rounds. But since then, look what the Mexican challenger continues to do. He is closing in on becoming a new world champion here in New York.
And you see when Dog Bay gets close, he clutches, wrestles, just to get a little bit of rest.
What the corner's not thinking about is thinking about Dog Bay's future right now. He's a young guy, 24 years old. They should save him right now. He's taking too much punishment right now.
It's very difficult to do that if you see your son as a warrior king.
Threw a desperate right hand there, but look at his body language and look at that left eye as blood streams down the face of Isaac Dogbay. And Navarrete continues to pour it on here. Final 30 seconds. Off balance, thrown down, a push and a slip.
Okay.
This has turned into a New York beatdown from Navarrete. He showed us so much this year, did Isaac Dogbay. But on this night, he took a heck of a lot. And give credit to Emmanuel Navarrete, the 23-year-old from Mexico, who came in here as the mandatory challenger, made his U.S. debut, and had big moments early on, and then poured it on late. This 122-pound world title fight.
Here it is. Navarrete attacking, coming forward, lands a right hand right there while Dogbay's out of position. And he continues to pour it on with these left hooks. Navarrete smelling blood right now, backing up the champion. Big left hook right here.
So we saw the body work in the second, and then in the third round here, it was the lunging left hands. Dogbay would try to will his way back in. Remember, there was that 7th round where Navarrete took it off, a better 8th round for Dogbay, but in the end, he just kept coming forward. Navarrete. Let's find out if we have a new champ by way of the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Alan Nace scores the bout 115 to 113. Judges Anthony Paolillo and Don Ackerman both score the bout 116 to 112. All three in favor of the winner and the new WBO Junior Featherweight Champion of the World, Emmanuel Vaquero Navarrete.
Very well earned for Navarrete.
And I'm so glad that the judges got it right, baby. Navarrete, he did his thing tonight. Very impressive win.